Jefferson County Court, law number 2 is back in session. Court's announcement docket. Next case is cause number 329214. Case is style the state of Texas versus Kevin J. Lumbach of Kevin Jermaine Lumbach. Mr. Lumbach, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Lumbach? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Lumbach. You're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Marva Provo. Attorney Provo, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Ms. Provo, what is your announcement in Mr. Lumbach's case?
We would like to have this case for trial.
Okay, give us a reset date.
February 27th.
Okay, this case will be reset for trial on February 27th of 2023. Mr. Lumbach, your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Ms. Provo, once you sign for reset, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe.
Yes, you may be excused. And this. This is cause number 331-846. Case is style of the state of Texas versus James M. Ratson or James Michael Ratson. Mr. Ratson, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Ratson?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Ratson. You're here represented by your attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
Doing great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Galmore. What is your announcement in Mr. Ratson's case?
Judge, we just need one last announcement on this. Had some issues getting the media timely and getting to go over it with Mr. Ralston.
Okay, give us a reset date.
February 1st.
Okay, this case is reset February 1st of 2023. Give you an opportunity to go over the media with your client. Okay, Mr. Galmore, you can sign for your reset. Mr. Ratson, once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Please stand on the X.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Next case is George Marion Dennison. This is cause number 332-460, case of style of state of Texas versus George Marion Dennison. Mr. Dennison, is that your full name?
Yes,
How you doing, Mr. Dennison?
doing well.
That's good. Mr. Dennison, you're represented by your attorney. Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Dennison's case?
Judge, we've made a request for Veterans Court program, but we don't have a response back just yet. So we could get one more announcement.
Okay, let's second week in February.
February 8th.
Okay, this case will be reset February 8th of 2023. Give you an opportunity to get the information you need regarding the Veterans Court. Mr. Dennison, your attorney is going to sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand on the X next to your attorney. And I thank Mr. Galmore. This is your last case.
So I got that.
Okay, thank you. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Willard is one. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Will be at recess. Jefferson County Court at law number 2 is back in session. Court is in session in cause number 331662, case style of the state of Texas versus Alan Santos. Mr. Santos, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, how are you doing? That's good. Mr. Santos, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Santos, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, you may put your hand down. Mr. Santos, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Terrence Allison. Attorney Allison, how you doing?
Fine, thank you, Judge.
Mr. Allison, do you waive a record in
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Santos' case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Santos, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. This information alleges that on or about February 14 of 2022, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of deadly conduct. Mr. Santos, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Santos, how do you plead guilty? Not guilty or no contest?
Okay.
Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Sir?
Or you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
No, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. Santos, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, also labeled as State Exhibit number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Santos, there's a set of initials AS that's on the line next to a box that's checked nolo contingent, which means no contest.
Yes, sir.
Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
On the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did your Attorney Allison, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me States Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and States Exhibit number 2, the probable cause affidavit in the court file. State, would you like to offer States Exhibit number 1 and 2 into evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer stage 1 and stage 2.
Any objections?
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted. Mr. Allison, you've advised and counseled Mr. Santos. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Santos, your attorney, Mr. Allison, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I'll also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for the defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending confinement in the Jefferson County Jail for a period of 3 days, Your Honor. We're asking that the court give the defendant credit for the 3 days previously spent in jail, making this a time served plea agreement. Your Honor, and lastly, we're asking that the court use the time served for both tax and retirement.
Mr. Santos, state is offering that you serve 3 days in Jefferson County Jail. You have already served 3 days in Jefferson County Jail, therefore you give him credit for the time that you've already served. And the state is also offering that you pay court costs of $337, but you would not have to pay the court costs of $337 because the time you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Mr. Santos, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Santos, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Santos, you're going to stand on the X next to your attorney and follow the directions of our clerk. Once you finish following the clerk's directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
He had a question about his ankle monitor, Judge, and I didn't know how to answer. What does he
Give me,
discuss that?
hold on. Well, give me one of those orders that we did.
Oh.
Do we have one on, I think we have, I think there's an order because the ankle monitor was a condition of his bond. Okay, hold on a minute. And since he's, by disposing of this case, you're no longer on bond, so therefore, you will not be required to have an ankle monitor because you're no longer on bond. I think we have an order.
Oh, actually takes those off. Judge. That's-
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session in 2 cases. First case is cause number 330-678. Second case is cause number 333-424. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Candace Aaliyah Bessert. Ms. Bessert, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bessert, will you please raise your right hand? Ms. Bessert, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bessert, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Bessert? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Besser, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Lawrence, do you waive a record in Ms. Besser's cases?
Yes, we can, under the agreement we have, I can waive the record.
Okay, Ms. Besser, I have before me in cause number 330-678, a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this document, it alleges that on or about September 1st of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed to Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Ms. Besser, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Sure.
And to this charge, Ms. Besser, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, you're pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, Ms. Besser, I also have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor plea admonishment, is also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Besser, there's a set of initials KB that are on the line next to a box that's checked Nola Contendere, which means no contest. Ms. Besser, did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, Ms. Besser, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is that your signature? On the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, Ms. Besser, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes that are checked. First box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that? And get that discovery certification.
This is a deferred adjudication case, and
We hadn't got to the punishment yet. Ms. Besser, I also have before me a document that is titled discovery certification. Ms. Besser, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Ms. Besser, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And did your attorney go over these documents with you? Did you understand everything that he went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Besser, are you a citizen of the United States? State, I have before me State's Exhibits Number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment, and State's Exhibit Number 2, probable cause affidavit that's in the court's file. State, you like to offer States 1 and 2?
Yes, Your Honor, State Office States 1 and States 2.
Any objections?
no objection, Your Honor.
No objection. States Exhibits 1 and 2 are admitted into evidence. Mr. Lawrence, you advised and counsel Ms. Besser, is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
She's not mentally incompetent at all, Your Honor.
Ms. Besser, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Ms. Besser, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. And I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
Your Honor, in exchange for defendant's plea of no contest in this case, the state is recommending that the court defer adjudicating guilt at this time and place defendant on community supervision for a period of 1 year, Your Honor. And require defendant to pay a $250 fine and to complete 40 hours of community service. In conjunction with this plea agreement, Your Honor, the state is moving to dismiss companion case number 333424.
Oh, Ms. Besser, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During this 1 year deferred probation period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $250 plus court costs. The total fine and court costs is $602. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 each month, a urinalysis fee of $15 each month. You'll also be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fees of $250. $150. Your total installments or your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation, is $155 each month. Ms. Besser, will you be able to pay the $155 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
You'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. You will also be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. And the state will be dismissing clause number 333-424. Ms. Besser, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you think
Your
that
Honor,
this?
May I inject something? Ms. Bessard is 22 years old. She has two children. One's 1 year old, the other's 3 year old. She has no job. She lives with the baby's father, the baby father. They are not common law married formally anyway. If for any reason the baby's father leaves during this time period, she would be indigent. That's the only way I can explain the situation.
I think the law is you have to be, whether or not she's currently indigent. We trying to see whether or not she is able to pay this at this point. If things happen in the future, there are provisions in the Code of Criminal Procedure where she can come back to the court. I can't give any legal advice on that, but she can talk to an attorney if or when they may occur in the future. But presently, the question is whether or not she's current, whether or not she's able to pay the day off, whether or not she's indigent. And I asked her if she was able to pay the $155 each month, and she stated yes. Is that correct, Ms. Besser?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I did give the correct information on your system. Okay. All I would say is that if for any reason her condition changed, I would definitely request the probation fees be lowered from 60.
That's kind of like premature at this point.
Yes. All right,
Yes.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Never mind, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Besser, again, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Mhm.
Okay. The court is gonna find that it is in the best interest.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Could we put this, I didn't know about her.
Okay, well-
familiar situation.
Okay, well, we can, I'll just put it on hold. And if y'all need to talk,
Yes, sir.
okay, I'll give y'all time to talk. Okay,
Yes, sir.
we can just put it on
That's
hold.
good.
Okay. You can have a seat.